It's KK and I'm back with another motherfucking slay. Alright, so to hop straight into this thing, we're not doing a wig today. We are gonna fight with my natural hair. She is super dry and super thick and in desperate need of a deep conditioning, but you know, not today. So yeah, we're just gonna fight the good fight. I'm gonna take some Garnier Fructis leave-in conditioner and try to work that through my hair to make it a little more like softer, more manageable. I take some Orbs carrot oil, trying to give my hair a little life, and then I'm gonna go through with a bunch of Eco Styler gel, like, because my hair is super thick, so you have to, I don't know, I usually pull ponytails when my hair is wet, so you know, I'm taking this dense brush that I found at the beauty supply store. I believe it's meant for boys' hair, but it works for me. I'm doubling up on my hair bows because they do pop a lot, and I'm just gonna do the best I can for now, and that's what I came up with. Now I'm gonna take some Got to Be Glued and my trusty crusty edge brush that looks a mess, don't judge me. And I'm just gonna do a few swoops with the baby hairs and pull them sideburns out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm weird, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I'm gonna go through with some Wet n Wild, put that on my lips, exfoliate them for when I put on my lipstick later. And here is some moisturizer from Baby Lips or Baby Kiss, something like that. So I have a fresh face, and now I'm finna start off with the brows using NYX Control Freak gel to get my brows in place, and then whatever brows I see that need to be plucked, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now so they don't be looking crazy. I'm gonna go through with the Anastasia Beverly Hills dip brow, and this brush I said was from Essence. I was wrong, it's from Jame or something like that. You still find it at CVS. It's mad cheap, and I actually really do like the brush because it's thin, so your lines are like super precise, and yeah, it just works for me. But I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna make the tail end, you know, pretty thick, you feel me, and I'm gonna spoolie out the front of my brows like a lot, because you know I like that gradient effect, them Instagram baddie brows. But yeah, girl, here is a brush. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It came in like an art kit, and I cut the bristles down or whatever, and I'm gonna take the concealer in the shade 13 from Juvia's place, and I'm gonna work that on my bottom brow and my lid to prime for my eyeshadow that I'm gonna put on in a little bit. This is a Real Techniques brush. It came in the Essentials kit, I believe. It's a concealer brush, I want to say, but yeah, I use that to blend out my concealer on my eyelid, and I'm just gonna go through and do the same thing to the other eye. So y'all know I am still trying to get over the stuffy nose, the sniffle or whatever, so if you hear it in my voice, my bad, you feel me, work with me. Hopefully it'll be gone. But I'm gonna go through with the Juvia's place foundation in the shade 350 Somalia. I do the foundation on the top of my brow where I clean up at, and yeah, just because I don't like having the bright on top of the brow, I don't feel like that. I don't like that look for myself. Some people can pull it off, but I'd rather not. But yeah, just going through And I'm going through with the Wet n Wild mascara for your brows. It's in the shade Brunette. I use that at the top of my brows mainly. And then this is by Essence, their brow gel. Some NYX cake powder to set it all. Using the lighter shade in the front and then the darker shade on the tail. And then this is the NYX micro something pencil. And I just go through and touch up. Like hitting those spots that need to be exaggerated a little more. I'm going to be using my James Charles palette from Morphe. I'm going through with the yellow shade in the palette. And yeah, we're just going to use that as our transition shade. Yeah, I do not know much about eyeshadow. Your girl is faking it till she makes it. But yeah, like I'm just going through and I'm putting that's not my crease, that's above the crease. So it's putting the yellow above the crease until I feel like it's giving me, you know, sunny vibes, I guess. But yeah, and then I'm gonna go through with this orange shade from the same palette, and I'm working that, and I believe that is my crease. I'm working that color into my crease, and I'm just gonna keep packing it and blending, like a bunch of blending, because I want it to look like, you know, kind of like smooth when you look at it, not harsh. I don't want it to be like harsh lines. And then I'm taking this brown shade. I use both the brown shades, like I mixed it, and I'm using that all over my lid. And I'm just gonna keep blending. Y'all keep in mind that this is on fast forward, so I really took my time with that. And I'm going through with more yellow on this more fluffy brush, just to, you know, soften it up a little bit more. I'm gonna take my concealer from Juvia's Place, and my concealer brush, I look up, I put some on my lid, then I look up to see how far to cut my crease. And then I take it from like about midway of my eye to the inner corner. And I just do the same for the other eye. Next, I'm going to be dipping into the Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place. And I'm just going to pack the shade right on to where I put the concealer, and this will be the color that I use for my cut crease. And then I'm gonna take this chocolate shade. Oh, I lied. This is the highlighter shade that I used. I used it in the inner corner of my eye, but then I end up working it a little into the color that I packed on my lid, because I wanted it to blend a little more. And then I'm going to go right now with the chocolate shade, and we're going to use that on the outer corner of my eye and blend all that to try to like pull it together, so it'll come together like everything doesn't look so separated. It'll look more like it's meant to be. Okay, so right here is where I pull that color from my inner corner and pull it more into the color on my lid, and I'm gonna use my finger because the brush wasn't cutting it for me. I don't know what kind of brush I need to get that look I was looking for, but yeah, I guess that one wasn't it. And I just added some more brown, and that's that. This is some black liquid liner from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I just go through and I make a wing on either side. yeah. Now onto face. I'm taking e.l.f. primer putty, and I'm gonna put that all over my face, and that is gonna be my base for this beat. I'm gonna take some concealer, and I'm gonna go over my really like dark marks that I do have, and I'm gonna blend it out with a beauty blender. And then I'm gonna go through with my foundation in the shade 350 Somalia, and I'm taking this Real Techniques brush that also came out of the Essential pack, and I'm gonna use that to blend my foundation all over. I tend to use stippling motions for the most part, and then I end up dragging it. And then after I do that, I go through with a wet beauty blender and just blend it out more. And I also drag the makeup down my neck because I have hyperpigmentation due to pregnancy, and I don't like it to look like I'm wearing a mask. Now I'm gonna go through with some concealer and my highlight points under my eyes, my nose, my forehead, my chin, and my cupid's bow. And I'm taking this concealer brush that I used earlier from Real Techniques in a stippling motion, and I'm just patting that concealer down into my skin, like really working it. And then I'm gonna take my camo beauty blender from e.l.f. It's also wet, and press that into my skin. I'm taking Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I don't bake. You see, I put it on, then I take my face powder from Black Radiance, and I'm just gonna brush it off because I don't want to get ashy from baking. Now I'm gonna take this brush, I don't know who it's from, and this e.l.f. cream contour kit. I use those two bottom shades. I suck in my cheeks and I follow that. I use it as a guideline. After the brush, I go through with the beauty blender and I blend it, baby. Same thing with the nose. I haven't got my nose contour down packed yet. Like, we working on it. This is the Sahara palette from Juvia's place, and I take that brown shade and use that to set my contour and on my nose as well. And then I'm taking some more face powder and blending because you don't want the lines to be too harsh. Now I'm taking an all-purpose brush and taking some blush and putting that on my face. And yes, I put it on my nose too. I don't know why, but I do. And now I'm gonna set my face with some NYX matte finishing spray. This is a brown eyeliner pencil from Wet n Wild and some CoverGirl Lash Blast mascara. I put the mascara on and I coated my waterline. These are some eyelashes from AliExpress and some eyelash glue from the beauty supply. I'm gonna take that color from the palette and just work it underneath my waterline, and then I'm gonna put the mascara on top of that. And I ended up getting some on my face, but have no fear, you just scratch it off. And I put some concealer over it, and then I just blended it out. I'm taking the LA Girl lip plumper. Y'all, I lost footage of me putting on my lipstick and my lashes. What I did was I outlined it in the shade Downtown Beauty by NYX. Then I put on the shade Mink. It's a Revlon lipstick. And then I used the NYX Lingerie in the shade Baby Doll on top of that. And then that's how I got my lip combo. Lastly, I'm taking some highlighter from e.l.f. in the shade Apricot to pull this whole look together. Look, y'all, if you have made it this far in this video, you need to go ahead and like and I need a subscribe. Like, I need to see you again, and you need to see me again. Like, we gotta make this happen. You can follow me on my social media, Instagram, kk.forever_, and my Snapchat is always kkx. I feel like a Q&A is coming pretty soon, so y'all can go ahead and catch my vibe and, you know, get to know me a little better or whatever. But yeah, y'all really need to fuck with me. Like, dead ass. Like, I really think that I'm gonna fuck with this YouTube shit. Like, I really like it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Thanks.